Thanks for checking out this video. So first off, I have to apologize to anyone out there who's one of my Giallo fans, because I have been, for quite some time now, releasing my Giallo reviews on every Sunday. Now I'm breaking from that for Halloween, because it's Halloween, so I figure let's do something a little bit different real quick, but I will be going back to my normal Sunday Giallo and Giallo-inspired film reviews, so just know that. So this is just a quick break from it. But I wanted to go over every film I watched in October. Sorry, not in Halloween. In October. So last year I had my peak, and well, let me go even further back. For about this is my ninth year. I have tried to watch one horror movie for every day in October. Not one every day because that's hard to do. Sometimes it's like zero in a day. Sometimes it's like five in a day. Who knows? So one per day, or one to represent each day. So last year, I was able to actually do more than that because of, the pandemic. So I had a lot of home time, and I would impress myself by getting 50. This year, I impressed myself even more by getting 62. So I did two films to represent each day in October. I think that's pretty fun. So I'm going to do a rundown here of the films I've watched in October. And the last one, when I'm reviewing this, or when I'm doing this video, I have not watched yet. I will be Halloween night, because it's my tradition. Some of you already know what that is. So I'm not going to say much about these. I might say like a thing or two about some of them if I feel inspired. And this is in the order I watched them. The Love Witch, and I watched this one with Joe Bob Briggs for his show on Shudder, and I do recommend The Love Witch. I thought that was good. Slacks, also on Shudder. If you haven't watched Slacks, it's kind of just like ridiculous and fun. I enjoyed it. Spontaneous. I love Spontaneous. I have a review for it. Actually, I have a review for Slacks and Spontaneous on my channel. And Spontaneous it's not fully horror. It's one of those kind of like mixed genre films, but I love it a lot. And that's like the second time I've watched it in like 2 months or so. And I want to watch it again. It's very good. And I think it was on Hulu when I saw it. Host, for a nice like quick film, obviously the very popular Host on Shudder. Sleepaway Camp, everyone loves Sleepaway Camp. I watch that usually about once a year. Messiah of Evil for Elvira's 40th anniversary show on Shudder. That was fun to see for the first time. Really slow movie, but interesting concept. Mr. Boogedy. This one's on Disney Plus. Um, I can't watch all just like straight up horror during the month because my wife is around, so I also have to incorporate some stuff that's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, has horror elements to it, and I can count it for the month for a movie watched, but that my wife would enjoy more. Now, Mr. Boogedy is a film from my childhood that I actually think for young kids, for how young I saw it, it's kind of too creepy. I don't know how I wasn't more creeped out, but, Mr. Boogedy. It still holds up. The Monster Club also was on Shudder. That's like a Hammer anthology film. Pretty fun. Critters, the original Critters, which was the first time I've seen it, so that's a shocker to most people, I'm sure. Burnt Offerings, that's one I've been meaning to get to for a long time, and actually when this video is going up, I just put up a review for Burnt Offerings the prior day. Very good film, I highly recommend it. The Return of the Living Dead. Who doesn't love The Return of the Living Dead? Just saying. Slumber Party Massacre 2 with Joe Bob Briggs. I like to sprinkle in some of the with Joe Bobs here and there, just for a little added fun to the film. And Slumber Party Massacre 2 is a film that the first time I saw it, I really hated it, and that's when I did my review on my channel. And then after that, I saw a deeper meaning to it, and I've started to like it a lot more since, so much so that I might buy it. I already own the first one. Razorback, definitely a film that you should check out, and I think it's leaving Shudder pretty soon when I'm putting this up. Definitely should check it out because of the visuals in it. The story is, but the visuals are very interesting, very interestingly shot. I did enjoy that film for that reason. The original House on Haunted Hill with Elvira, because that's fun. The House on Haunted Hill from 1959, that is. And great film, Vincent Price, had a good time with it. I loved Elvira's added on stuff. Night of the Demons. That was my first time seeing Night of the Demons. I actually just put up a review for it a few days ago, so you can check that out. The City of the Dead, also with Elvira. That's the film from 1960. Very interesting film. I'm very glad that I finally watched that one, and I probably wouldn't have, at least not, so soon, if it wasn't from if it wasn't for Elvira. The Medium, the film that came to Shudder. It's a Shudder original, I think. I can't remember if original or exclusive. I have a review for that. I mainly was watching it because of the reviews I do for all the Shudder original and exclusives. WNUF Halloween Special, which I think that's the first time I've seen it, and it was delightful. I actually do plan to rewatch that on Halloween before watching my final film that is my traditional film on Halloween night. The Furies. This one is a revisit for me. It's been years since I saw it. It was on Shudder. Pretty brutal, fun film, slasher. Scare Package. Great, fun, funny anthology horror film, which I actually do own. Kill Baby Kill, Mario Bava film, because I'm a huge Mario Bava fan, and I think it's still on Shudder. You should definitely check it out. It looks beautiful. Dark Waters. Weird film, also on Shudder. Very weird film, very odd. Definitely worth seeing, though. You may not want to see it more than once because it is kind of slow, but very interesting. Definitely worth one watch. Miss 45. Really interesting film. Now, this one, I know anyone who's familiar with Joe Bob's show, he had done for his special Angel. I feel like Miss 45 is what Angel should have been. Like, when I was watching Miss 45, I was like, this is a lot like Angel, but it's kind of, this is really good and Angel sucks. I did not like the Angel movie, like, really at all. Some of the character acting I actually really did, but for the most part, did not like that film. But Miss 45, definitely check that out while it's still on Shudder. Very good film. Sugar Hill, the classic from 1974. Zombie, yeah, one of those black zombie films from the 70s. Very good film. Very interesting. I love the design of the zombies, too. Like, their eyes are very shiny and interesting looking. That was a fun one. Then I watched the 3 Fear Street movies on Netflix because I'd been meaning to get to those, and they're just kind of like light and fun. And they're actually better than I expected. I enjoyed them. That was Fear Street 1994, Fear Street 1978, and Fear Street 1666. Solid stuff. Then I did a revisit of Candyman. Yes, the original Candyman from 92. Amazing film, always an amazing film. And I did a very good, very in-depth review on it. I feel like all my reviews are good, but I feel like my Candyman one is particularly good, so check that one out. Love that film. Then I did The Collection, the one that's the follow-up to The Collector. The Collector, on, viewing it now, I was like, I used to like it. The Collection, same thing, although I think it's more interesting than The Collector in certain ways. It's still meh for me. Tropic of Cancer, which was a giallo film shot in Haiti. Not a great film, but worth seeing. Just if you want to see a lot of giallo. Orphan. Now, this was the first time I saw the film Orphan. I had heard plenty of things about it. I knew the twist to it, unfortunately, because people have been talking about it forever. I finally saw it on Hulu? No, I think HBO Max. And I was like, just let's do it. Good film. I enjoyed it. Pretty creepy. The Burbs. I always want to do The Burbs at least once a year. That, I think, is probably the best horror comedy that's ever been made. Probably my favorite Joe Dante film. Although Piranha's not too far behind. But The Burbs, really awesome. Love that film. Final Destination, because who doesn't want to, check out some vintage Devon Sawa. Fun times. Then I got my wife to watch Spookies. Yes, the awful, amazing film Spookies. Not the Joe Bob version, just straight up Spookies, because you don't want to invest too much time into it. The important thing is, I got her to watch it. Then I watched Ouija, Origin of Evil, just because it was a Mike Flanagan film, and I do like to see all Mike Flanagan stuff, because I think he's a great director. So, I watched it. For what it is, it's not bad. I think it was a PG-13, so for a PG-13, it wasn't bad, but The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Another severely underrated horror film I don't hear people talk about enough. Still on Shudder when I'm doing this video. Make sure you watch it. I'm not going to say much about it except Emile Hirsch and Brian Cox, and they do a great job. Very interesting film by Andre Overdahl, who did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and Troll Hunter. Great director, great film. Then I watched one of the light ones, Muppets Haunted House Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus. That one was mainly for my wife, but I had a fun enough time with it. I've always been a fan of the Muppets from when I was a kid, so it was fun to mesh those two things together, horror and the Muppets. Hellfest on Netflix. It's going to be a hard pass going forward. Terrible film. Hated it. The Stuff. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Another like amazingly fun film. Larry Cohen, love that film. If you haven't seen it, make sure you do. The House is October Built, found footage film. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm not big into found footage. It was fine, but that's me saying it because I'm not huge into found footage. I know a lot of people have been like, The House is October Built, so good. I did not do the second one though. Hubie Halloween. Okay, this is one I actually watched last year on Netflix, and I just decided to watch it again because, like, it's light. It's kind of easy to watch. There is some funny stuff in it, like his Hubie's mother with all of her interesting shirts she wears. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's fun enough, and I watched it with my wife, so another lighter one. The original Amityville Horror from '79. Had never seen it before. It was on Hulu, so I was like, you know what? Nope, sorry, HBO Max again. It was on HBO Max, so I was like, you know what? Never seen it. Gotta see it. Good film. So finally crossed it off my list. The Empty Man. Not going to say too much about this one because I do have a review coming out for this. This is the 2020 film that's based off a graphic novel by Cullen Bunn. So there is a review coming out for my channel for that on my channel. Then I did Hack-A-Lantern with Joe Bob Briggs because I thought that was a really good, like, so bad it's good film, and it was fun to revisit. I still enjoy that. I had a great time. I know a lot of people were pissed when he picked that for a Halloween one, but I like it. Then another one that's so bad it's good and I love, The Mutilator. If you have never seen The Mutilator, make sure you watch it. It's on Shudder. I hope Joe Bob does that one at some point. Then I did the new anthology film on on Shudder, Horror Noir, which is kind of the companion to the Horror Noir documentary. That was fun, good, I recommend it. Then I did Hellraiser with Joe Bob, which, I mean, come on. Hellraiser's amazing, plus Joe Bob talking about Hellraiser, good times. Then I did Freddy versus Jason, which a lot of people hated it. I think it's fun. I don't like to watch it a lot, but every now and then, every few years, I'll be like, I feel like watching Freddy versus Jason. Because the part where they're going at it, Freddy and Jason are going at it, is a lot of fun. The story. Then I ran through Alien, Aliens 3, Alien, Aliens 3, and Alien Resurrection. Because I have the Blu-ray collection of that, plus Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I didn't watch Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I will probably sometime in November, but it's been a long time since I've watched Alien and Aliens, and I had never seen Alien 3 or Alien Resurrection, so it was fun to see those. Enjoyed it. Then I made my wife watch Idle Hands, I think a very underappreciated horror comedy with Devon Sawa in it, and Seth Green and Eldon Henson, and Jessica Alba, and Vivica A. Fox, and some other people. But it's fun. Really like that. Then I decided to take a chance on something that's been sitting in my Netflix queue for a while. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, because it's an Oz Perkins film, and I really like Oz Perkins because he did Gretel and Hansel, which is really good, especially for like a PG-13 film, and The Black Coat's Daughter, which is phenomenal. Didn't really like that film as much. It's very slow. The pacing's not very good, and it's kind of, the ending is kind of like so I don't know. Then I did another one on Netflix while I was there that's been in my queue, In the Tall Grass. Pass on that one. Not a whole lot happens. Not a good movie. Which sucks because that was Vincenzo Natali, and I mean, he does a great job typically. Then I did the original The Blob from 1958 because I've never seen the original Blob. I'm a huge fan of the 1988 remake, but the 58 I'd never seen, so I'm like, I gotta see this with Steve McQueen. Let's do it. Fun film. Really enjoyed it. Very glad I watched it. Would watch it again. Then I did Dead and Beautiful. That's a 2021 release for Shudder. At this point, when I'm putting the video up, my review for it is not up yet. My no spoiler review, so I can't say anything about it, but you can look for it. Then I did 13 Ghosts. I love Matthew Lillard. I'm a big fan of his. So I like that movie. Plus, I think the designs of the ghosts in that are fun as well. So, story wise and everything, not that great, but it's good to revisit here and there. Then I did one of my favorites, Assassination Nation, which is awesome, phenomenal, unbelievable film by Sam Levinson. If you've never seen Assassination Nation, make sure you do it. It is great. Then I did Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2 because it's been a long time since I've seen those, and they were available on HBO Max. Um, I enjoy Ghoulies. The first one I enjoy a lot. The second one I still enjoy, but just not as much as the first one. It's ridiculous, it's fun, and I love it. And that leads me to the 62nd film, the one that I will be watching on Halloween night, and that is Trick or Treat. Yes, the 2007 Trick or Treat by Michael Dougherty. It has been a tradition of mine for years now. I don't even know going back how far, that every night before I go to bed on Halloween night, my wife and I watch Trick or Treat and drink a beer and just kind of relax and feel Halloween, basically. So that's how I'm wrapping things up. And that's it. That's my 62 films. I'm surprised it only took me 16 minutes, but now I want to say comments down here if there are any particular films that you pick out of my list and are like, I really like these, I really don't like these, or ones you just want to talk about more. Let's do that. Or I'd love to know some of the films, the highlights. Give me the highlights of some of the films that you watched throughout October. Put them in the comments. Oh, and also ones that you highly recommend that you watched in October that I may not have seen before, so I can put those on my list. Because I'm always looking for more recommendations, even though my watch list is already insanely long. I love to just pile on the work for myself. But anyway, I really do appreciate you checking this out. Please do me a quick favor. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, because that is your way to repay me. Quick, painless, costs you $0, and I really do appreciate it. So consider doing that if you've liked this video or any video I've ever done. Repay me with a subscribe. But like I said, regardless, I do thank you for taking your time to check this video out. And until next time, keep it brutal.